Okay, I think we'll start. Hi, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. I hope you all are safe and healthy. This is Aditi Chaturvedi Behl, and I welcome you all to today's InstaClass by Amity Online. Thank you, Amity, for giving me the opportunity to virtually connecting with all of you and speaking on a very crucial topic, which is learning how to enforce boundaries between your personal and your professional lives. I'll be honest, I'm still probably work in progress in this whole uh, act of balancing my personal and professional life. But before I start talking, let me take a minute to quickly introduce myself. So I'm an entrepreneur. I am the co-founder of a streetwear clothing brand called Saint Lutalica, which was featured as a top 15 brands in India it was featured by Vogue magazine as top 15 brands in India. I am the national co-in-charge of the cultural committee of the youth wing of BJP. I'm also the organizer and the co-founder of an organization called Ilead, which works on women empowerment and leadership. And most importantly, I love to believe that I am a very loving daughter, a very loving wife, and an absolute favorite with my nieces and nephews and my pet. At least I like to believe that that's true. So coming back on the topic, work-life balance has been a journey in itself for me, and the realization or the awareness and transformation of the importance of it hasn't been the easy one. So here are my quick five rules or steps or hacks that I'd like to believe have helped me in pursuing the act of enforcing boundaries between my personal and professional life, and I hope they do good to you as well. Rule number one is to set your goals right. How do you visualize yourself? Um, Ask yourself this question. I think we always are quite clear personally about, what are the organizations we want to work on. We have a checklist on what are the kind of projects we want to work on. But do we really have the time to delve into personally what our aspirations are? And do we really develop them? If not, now is the time to do it. So start building on your goals and not just imagine them in your head. Write them down. Be as specific. Put timelines to it. And once you have the roadmap to setting your goals, make sure that you go back and follow up on them and see where have you reached. Rule number two would be to learn the act of balancing time management. Now, I know that this is something we've been hearing as kids or in growing times, whether it's with the family or in school or in our professional lives. But it is equally important. Can't emphasize enough on the value of time management. And what is time management essentially, really? Time management is being aware of what my next 24 hours are going to be. How am I going to spend them? Am I prepared? Have I practiced enough? If not, start working on it now and you'll get there. Rule number three would be to ensure that, setting goals is all right. Working on time management is fine. But I think the most important thing is to master the art of saying no. Learn how to say no. This is something that has been a very important value for me, and I think if there's one thing I could change back when I go to my B school, change back in time, this would be it. Learn to say no. I think we fear the ability of not saying no because, at least in my case, there was always this fear of failure, right? So I worked with with a leading management consulting firm for about 8 years, and I constantly struggled and was inhibited to say no because I feared a failure. I feared that the repercussions would come on my personal or my professional growth. There's this constant fear of missing out on things. But no, if you don't stand for yourself, if you don't respect and learn how to say no for things that you really place value on, who else will? And secondly, if you do not learn the art of saying no, well, be prepared that you've signed up for mental health failures. I know this is a bit extreme, but it is hard reality. Things like palpitations, things like nervous breakdowns, anxiety, these things have become very common. I have faced them so many times. And it has largely been because of me taking so much on myself and not being able to say no. So, this is a wake up call for all of you who can't do it. Now is the time. Start saying no, start respecting your time. And when I say start saying no, I also mean that not just say no to things that come in your personal space. it is okay to like not have a plan. It is okay that when you have a personal, when you're on a personal off, let's assume, it's okay not to do anything. It's okay to be idle, but still take that time off. At the same time, you need to learn to say no when you're working on a very critical project, on a very critical management project, and you're constantly defocused, or you're constantly disengaged due to personal reasons. So that has to also be equally considered. That brings me to my fourth point on, in the whole journey of enforcing boundaries between my personal and professional life, in this whole process of transformation, what is really important is to not forget the people whom value the most in your life, your friends and family. I think quite often and off we take them for granted. And a classic example of that would be getting or bringing your work home. Your friends and your family are the most important cheerleaders of your life. Please value this. Please spend equal quality time with them. Don't ignore them. And I think that brings me to my last point on how I learned the hack of differencing between my personal and professional life. um, I just like to say that whatever you do, you guys have already secured a seat in the leading management school of India. So, you're sorted as far as your future is concerned. But whatever you do in life, please make sure that you have complete charge and responsibility of your life. You are strong. You are governing how you want to influence your life, and you don't allow others to do that. And when you're at it, make sure you never give up on your goals. There'll be days when you'll have failure, you'll fall down, and things will not work out the way you want to do it. But please do not, when you sense failure, do not give up. A classic example of that would be that last year, just 2 months into launching St. Lutalica, COVID hit the world. The economy went down, and at a personal health front, I managed to break a bone. When COVID was at its peak, when going to the hospital was scary, and I also managed to unfortunately catch the infection. So my personal goals, my lives, the way I had planned everything went for a toss, but that did not deter me. That did not deter my spirit, and I was at it. And here I am. I survived, and yeah, I'm pretty happy and content with the way things are working. The future looks bright. So folks, that's about it. It's okay to absolutely fail. You guys are at an amazing journey of your life. This is the best phase of your life. Chill. Don't be too hard on yourself, but yeah, start sowing the seeds of, for foundation for a brighter future now. Fail, fall, it's fine. But remember, you can always stand, and you can once again press that button which says restart. So that's my five tips and five rules on how I've learned to enforce boundaries between what is personal and what is professional. I hope this is helpful for you. Please follow this. You guys are amazing. Have a bright future ahead, and all the very best. I'm also prompted if there are any. Yes, rebuild it is. Rebuild is the word. Thank you. If there are any questions, otherwise I think we're good to go. Okay, so there's a question of how do you deal with work pressure along with your family stress? Um, it's hard, I'll be honest. When you're focused and you're constantly pressured with family, and things are really not in your control, it is the circumstances, thing can get a bit intimidating. But here's what I've learned: life never stops, and one needs to really prioritize what is really important for that person at that point in time. I know this is hard, but that's a skill that can be achieved when you practice it. So prioritize at that time what is important for you, because eventually that will give you the benefits that you seek. So there will be times where you will have to miss on your family. You will have to be somebody who's not available. Um, but yeah, just balance is the key. Uh, Somebody asked a question of being a working mother is tough. How do you balance? I think I'm a bit lucky that way that I am not a mother right now, but I live in a joint family, and I completely understand the pressure. Um, but I also want to believe that there will always be challenges in your life, whether you're a mother, whether it's gender, whether there will be something or the other that will always keep attacking you as a devil. You just have to have a very clear focus. You have to set your goals right, and it'll take some time, but you'll get there. I know it is, Poshali, it is challenging to say no, but you need to start that now. It's important. How do you overcome natural fears? Address them, face them. That's the only way. Great. I think we're already 5 minutes more than we've already taken more time. Um, but it was absolutely amazing interacting with all of you. Like I said, life is tough, but you got to take certain hard decisions. And when you do it, you got to make sure that you're living the life the way you want to be. So be happy. All the very best. You guys are amazing. Nothing should stop you. Nothing should allow you to take fear over your career goals. So all the very best, guys. Bye bye.